center needs to be able to shoot 70% plus from the line. Has to be in on all rebounds. Now the exception to this is if your team is shooting, you got a defender here, maybe you're in foul trouble, maybe your center is a little bit slow of foot, so your coach says, you know what, this is a fast breaking team, I don't want my 5 guy here, I want my 5 guy at half court in case we get an offensive board, I'm going to put my 4 and my 3 here. That would be the exception. Does that make sense? And coaches, you have to analyze that by yourselves. Coaches have to analyze that and say, how quick is my center? How fast can he retreat? Always make sure your big people are lined up with big people. Sometimes, you know, your players aren't paying attention. And you'll end up with a 6'6" guy here against a 6'2" guy here. Is that a good situation? Your 6'5" guys over here lined up against a 6'3" guy. Is that what you want? You say, hey, you go on that side. Big man, you're on that side. Let's line this up. Is that worth a defensive rebound? Of course it is.
The roles of the center in fast break situation are first to secure a defensive rebound, make a good outlet pass, then run the center lane, first getting to the three-point line for defensive responsibilities if there's an easy basket made ahead of them. Second, get to the free throw line, being able to make a 15-foot jump shot. Third, getting to the post, playing big, and being able to execute a low post move from a quick pass from the perimeter.
Needs to rebound on the defense. Needs to run the middle lane. We talked about lane 1, 2, and 3. He's going to run the middle lane as a trailer. So he's going to be yelling trail middle. And he's also the only player that is a safety on the fast break, typically. We don't have any other safeties. Everybody else is coming down the floor hard to get boards, try to finish the play. Your center typically is going to be just over half court, but if there's a steal or a quick miss and they outlet it, this is the guy that's got to be back in the paint. And who better to be back in the paint than a 6'7" guy or a 7-foot guy so they don't come in and just try to take a layup. Because if you're a 6'2" point guard, you're not going to go up head-to-head typically against a 7-foot center, are you? So no, I think I'll set this one up. For a center defensively in a fast break situation, find the rim. Sprint back to the paint. Get under the rim, then look for your opponent. This will help to clog up the lane area and more often than not prevent a lot of easy fast break layups in those situations.
The roles of the center in out-of-bounds plays are generally first to set good solid picks for the perimeter guys to get wide open shots. As a second option, after setting a good pick, they are to post up strong, take up space, and allow passes to come into them so that they can use their offensive moves around the basket.
They have to set strong screens. They have to have the ability to seal their defender. What we're going to do is take you through what we call power post up. You can post up at any size with strength and power if you will do this correctly. We break it into 3 principles. 1, you've got a defender on you, point number 1 is butt to knee. Point number 2 is lift the arm out of the way. Do not hit it down. Referees will call this. Lift the arm out of the way. Point number 3 is extend out for the ball. Do not call for it here. If I call for it here, Thomas can reach around and get a piece of it. If I call for it here and he reaches around, he's not going to be able to get a piece of it. Now, I prefer that you call for the ball down low. Reason being is it's much more difficult for Thomas to get the ball away from me. Ball! If I receive it down here, as opposed to if I receive it here. Go for it if you can, Thomas. He's got a better chance to knock it away from me.
The center needs to be able to recognize when an out-of-bounds play is getting bogged down. If this occurs, sprint to an open spot on the floor, enabling the ball to be passed in bounds, even if the play breaks down. Because you are the biggest target, you'll also be the easiest target to locate and pass to.
If you cannot get an entry pass into the perimeter players, your seal doesn't work on your guy. The four-man isn't sealed. Who's the tallest player on the court? So what's an easy thing to do with the ball? Throw it up high over the defender, isn't it?
The center on defensive out-of-bounds plays a huge role in the ability of the team to prevent baskets made close to the rim. You need to be a space eater. You need to know how the play is evolving and recognize the fact that almost all out-of-bounds plays have an option for the ball to be received near or under the rim for an easy score. Take these opportunities away at all costs.
I like to get the biggest guy I can find in the center, but those are few and far between. This past year we had two 6'8" kids, and we tried to alternate them at center. Beginning of the year I thought one kid was going to be pretty good, but he wasn't just tough enough and mean enough. The other kid was a more finesse, and he could shoot the ball pretty good, okay? So we went with the finesse shooter, and he played very well for us, and he'll be back as a sophomore for us. The other kid just didn't get the hang of things of how he needed to be strong and needed to put the ball back and needed to shoot the ball when he got close to the basket.
Last line of defense. That is your responsibility, not just in a half-court situation, but also when? On the fast break, right? You're the go-to player when the team needs a basket. You have to get those points in the paint. With that in mind, it is your responsibility to be a good scorer and have a variety of post moves.
Number 3, be a verbal leader in practice. The louder you are, the bigger you will be on the court. We're not talking about negative verbalization, we're talking about positive verbalization. Encourage your teammates, direct traffic, command attention, demand the ball in the low post. These are the things that make you a better player and make your team a better team. Number 4, be a leader by example. Typically, most coaches and teammates don't expect you as the big man to set the tempo in sprints, in effort, in diving after loose balls. You'll be amazed at how much the level and intensity and the tempo of your practices pick up when you're the guy setting the pace physically. Remember, great players don't pace themselves. They set the pace for others.